It's Stories with Aldi Books. This is take 3 because I've already said all kinds of awkward things. Yeah, so we're here for Tag Thursday, which is not a thing, but you know, here I am. Continuing with the green theme, I'm wearing Lucky Charms today, which is another favorite t-shirt. Filming in the bedroom because we're having a rainy, dark day. So the lighting is not so great in the library. Yeah. Gabriel said, I thought the bathroom had the best lighting. I'm like, that's the best artificial lighting, babe. The best natural lighting is in the bedroom. And he's like, oh, so you have standards. I'm like, yeah, I do. I have standards. I mean, not many, but a few. I made the bed because, you know, don't want to scandalize any of my friends with the usual state of affairs in here. But, you know, Boo's here looking cute, right, Boo? Boo baby. Oh, it's so cute. Anyway, let's just get this show on the road before I say anything else embarrassing. So we are here to do the Nature Writing Naturally tag. This is part of Springathon, which is created by Natalie at Curious Reader and Emma at A Cup of Books. Many thanks to Paula from Draw Your Book. She's a new channel that you're going to want to check out. I will link all of them below, as well as Heidi from My Reading Life that I am going to be tagging in the end. Oh my gosh, she's so cute. Not Heidi. I mean, Heidi's cute too, but look at Boo. Boo baby. Oh, that wasn't cute. See, I told you. I don't know what's my problem today. And I can't handle the angles here. Like, I have to have straight angles. Oh my goodness. I should have just, you know, stopped while I was ahead, but I didn't. So here we are. Where was I? Yeah. Anyway, all of these great channels will be linked below. And let's just get going while we're not too far behind. So question number 1, who is your favorite nature writing author? That would be David George Haskell. His writing, it sings, my friends. So he is a university professor here in Middle Tennessee, where I live. And he is just such a literary writer in his nature, nonfiction. He is so profound and insightful in the things that he notices about nature and people and society, and gorgeous writing. This one, The Forest Unseen, was my first, and it was a finalist for the Pulitzer Prize, and highly recommend. He spent a year just looking at this one, I think it was like 100 feet or some such, I don't know, this one small patch of land in here in Tennessee, and the insights that he got, and then so eloquently relayed to us, just amazing. And then The Song of Trees, stories from nature's great connectors. I love them. I love them. I follow him on Twitter, and yes, good stuff. Oh, and I wanted to skip to question 10, which is describe the nature where you live. And you could just read The Forest Unseen, because that would be it. I live in a deciduous forest area, lots of farming country as well. I live on what is called the Cedar Glades, so my little small community, it's a very rare biome, but we have a lot of rock, like real shallow earth covering, so a lot of real rare specific to our community foliage. And yeah, I'm kind of in the foothills of the, little mountain chain, so not in the mountains, but rolling countryside, all 4 seasons. It's just lovely. It's just lovely, truly. Number 2 and 3, I'm just going to answer both of these. This is a favorite book about plants and a favorite book about animals. So I'm going to go with another beloved nature writer here, Dave Goulson. So he is also a university professor. He is in the UK and specializes in studying bumblebees. So we all know that Doris loves her bumblebees. And Dave Goulson, delightful. So this first book that he put out was just little, not exactly essays, kind of vignettes of his life as a bee scientist and some of his studies, but very layman friendly, very easy to understand and charming, just super enjoyable. And then this one, A Buzz in the Meadow, he then bought a piece of land in France and let it go fallow, returned to nature. And so these are just vignettes on different insects that he encountered during, his first few years there as the land went wild again, converted from farmland to, wild nature. And then his most recent is Bequest. And this one is slightly more academic, but not too much. But this one is his studies, field studies in different places all around the world. From the UK where he's living, France, and then, Tierra del Fuego. So fabulous author. The next one is a favorite book about water or the ocean. And for that, I'm going to go with a recent completion, Shark Drunk, The Art of Catching a Large Shark from a Tiny Rubber Dinghy in a Big Ocean by Morten Strongsnes. This is translated from the Norwegian. And it's about 2 men, really good friends, and their fishing hunt for a Greenland shark from a little rubber raft. Yeah. But it's so much more than that. So it's kind of not exactly stream of consciousness, but he just keeps going from one topic to another, just quite naturally in conversation with you. And again, very insightful. He doesn't pull any punches about nature, the fishing industry. He just tells his story, tells the things that he sees, and lets you make your own judgments about them, which I really appreciate in a nature writer or an author in general. And this reminded me a lot of another recent crowd favorite, Underland. But this one was more like, even though it's set in a really cold climate, it was more the ocean. I think Underland made me feel claustrophobic with all of the underground stuff and the snow, where this one's kind of a little more wide open and more glimpses into society. And yeah, I just really enjoyed this one a lot. Number 5 is your favorite bird book. And I didn't see one on my shelves that I wanted to talk about because these books were just such high caliber. They're just like all-time favorites. So I didn't want to do one that was just good when these are great. I don't even know if that makes sense, but that's just how I was feeling in the moment. So I thought I would share a favorite fiction book that nature writing. And for that, I'm going with my absolute darling, a guy, Gabriel Talent. I know Dee Dee from Brown Girl Reading just finished this recently and had great things to say about it as well. This is a really dark read, really dark read. Major trigger warnings. It's a father and daughter, and the father has been sexually molesting his daughter for years. And so, yes, it's written in quite voyeuristic, artistic tones, which some may find very disconcerting. But the thing about this book is the girl, I mean, for obvious reasons, is very self-contained and very non-communicative. I don't mean she can't talk, I mean she just doesn't choose to. So when you're reading the story from her point of view and her thoughts, and you've got this really non-communicative person, and like, how do you know their thoughts? It was about halfway through when I realized what was going on. But Gabriel Talent has written all of these little animal vignettes, you know, with different little creatures that she's observing, and, you know, their interactions with each other and the environment and her. It's just mind-blowing to me, so profound. But Gabriel Talent is sharing her thoughts and feelings through these animal vignettes, and I was just really blown away by that, and, you know, finished the book wanting to read it again and really see that from the beginning, knowing what he was saying, because I didn't know that when I first started. It took me a while to figure it out, and then I was just really blown away. So, you know, this isn't the beautiful you know, nature feel-good book that most nature books are, but I thought it was amazing. So number 6, a travel book, and for that I'm going with The Dragon Behind the Glass, A True Story of Power, Obsession, and the World's Most Coveted Fish by Emily Voigt. I thoroughly enjoyed reading this one. This is one of those nature books that just covers a whole lot of material and ideas. So you're looking at the arowana, which can cost thousands and thousands of dollars, and it's illegal to catch in the wild. So she looks at, you know, the search for it into these Asian countries with conservation and the breeding industry for the arowana, and people that try to smuggle it into the country, all sorts of things. I just found it really fascinating and interesting, and yeah, enjoyable read. So number 7, a book on your TBR that you are excited to get to. So a great memoir, nature writing memoir, is Lab Girl by Hope Jaron. She is a botanist. This starts when she's a kid, you know, relationship with her dad, what inspired her, you know, her personality, and then through college and how she supported herself and met her lab partner, and how, you know, they got by as scientists those first few struggling years. Just a fascinating, delightful read. And I found out, it's only been a couple weeks ago, that she had a new book out, and I haven't heard anyone talk about it. The Story of More, How We Got to Climate Change and Where to Go From Here. So I ordered it instantly, like as soon as I found it. It just came out in 2020, so fresh, hot off the press, and I am super excited to get to that one. So yeah, these are my Insta-buy authors, Hope Jaron and Dave Goulson and David George Haskell. Those are my Insta-buy nature writers. I love them so much. Number 8 is a book that you don't have yet that you want, and that is Braiding Sweetgrass. I can't remember. I think it was Mel that I heard mention that one from my Bookland Adventures. It may have been Charlotte too from Tired Mama Tries to Read. But anyway, I forgot the author too. I tried to be prepared, but you know. And then, why do you love nature? So, you know, the usual. But I was watching a video on Bookish, Brian from Bookish. He did a nonfiction tag on Tag Tuesday, which is a thing. And one of the questions there I found really interesting. And it was, what books first got you into reading nonfiction? And for me, like, one of them was my family, we had those burgundy set of Encyclopedia Britannica. They were just gorgeous, and I'm sure my parents were just so proud because we didn't have a lot of money, but they invested in those for us, and I put them to good use. I mean, y'all, we didn't have the internet back then. There was no Google it. So, but I just remember so many times pulling those off the shelf, and I loved the full color plates of different animal life and travel scenes and all that. I just really wish I still had those. I love them so much. But another set of books, you know, the same kind of thing, time frame, were the field guides. I loved field guides, and this is actually one that I had as a teenager. I lived on the beach in Florida. My dad and brothers were all fishermen. So yes, I loved this book, and I had another one that I just loved it so much that I wore it out. I don't have it anymore because it fell apart. I bet that you can guess what book that was. Your first 2 guesses, 3 guesses, first 2 don't count. Yes, it was Wildflowers of North America. So yeah, loved my field guides. And of course, when I had a kid of my own, I encouraged him to pick up a few. So these are some of Gabriel's, and you might see that he had a little bit of a different bend than me, and that's okay. So we've got insects. He was attracted to that one on the cover, I'm sure. Fishes, you know, that's nice. He would like sharks. One time we were going through his stuffed animals, and he couldn't be bothered. He just was like, just don't throw away any of the ones with teeth. Sea life, that's good. And then this one. This one's for you, Heidi. This one's for you. Anyway, I will list all the people that I've mentioned down below, and the original questions for any of you that would like to do the tag. And Springathon starts soon. It's the first 2 weeks of May. Or read the whole month. Read nature the whole month. It'll make you feel good, except for the Gabriel Talent one. That one probably won't. But anyway, yeah. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll be back soon. Bye.